Okay, the last part of this tutorial is basically the adding text part. So this is where I want to start adding in my title and then all the other information, kind of like the slug, the tagline, which is basically kind of like the little slogan and things like that, and who's starring in it and all that information. Revert back to your brainstorming guide that you did that kind of identifies what all information you need to have included on that, and that'll pretty much tell you everything that you need. So I'm going to start with the title. I'm just going to put right in here. So basically to add text, you're going to hit your text tool, which is the T. Do not, when you do that, do not drag and draw a box, okay? Because you'll end up being restrained when it comes to trying to type your text, okay? So you want to just do a single click. If you're trying to figure out what size you're at, this is your size for the font, so you can go certainly a lot larger for that, especially for your title, and you can even go larger than that. So if you put the mouse over the T, drag it to the right, you can even get it bigger than that. So right now this is what I'm looking at as far as size. Then this is your color. So you want to choose a color that kind of goes along with your movie or whatever the colors that you have going on here. Since this is kind of dark up here, I'm going to go with a lighter color so that way it'll stand out a little bit better. Also over here is your font type. So this is the type of font that it goes with it. Since we got kind of like a whole high school type theme going on over here, I'm gonna try to find something that looks a little bit kind of young looking. So let me see, maybe this one. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do is see, my all caps is on right now. I'm going to go ahead and type in the title. So I can't think of anything right now, so I'm just going to say movie title. Please, 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 this is one thing I'm seeing a lot. Make sure your title is capitalized, okay? So you want to have the first letter in each of those capitalized. That's something that a lot of people kind of forget. All right, so you want your title to kind of nice and big. It does not have to be up top here. You can choose to put it wherever you want to. So if I wanted to, I could put my title right here. Obviously, if I put it right there, I'm probably going to change the color. But yeah, so you don't have to, no one says that your title has to be at the top. You can put it kind of wherever you want to. And then you just hit the check mark. Now, I'm going to show you with this particular text how we can make it stand out, because even right now, even though the color contrasts with the background, it doesn't kind of grab your attention. It fades a little bit into the background, so I'm going to add some effects to it. When you're on your text tool down here, the bottom of your layer box, there's a little F and an X. If you click that and then choose blending options, move this box out the way by dragging it over here, just so you can see kind of what it's doing to the text. So there's some different options that you have here. You can do bevel and emboss. As you notice, that added kind of like an embossed kind of look to the text. You can even do some contouring and texture as far as that's concerned. Okay, so I kind of like the effect that I gave it. You can also do stroke. Stroke is kind of like an outline. Now it defaults to be black as the color, but you can change that to whichever color you want. So if I wanted to add it, make it a gray color, I could. And you can even increase the size. So if I wanted to make it kind of a little bit bigger, I could do that as well. There's inner shadow, and anytime you click on this control here, you'll get additional controls for it right in here. Okay, so and all of these different things, you know, just play around with it and see what it's doing to the text and decide if that's something that you want. Okay, there's inner glow, satin, which kind of it basically, to me, makes well, it does make the color darker, but it's kind of like almost like burning the color to make it darker. It'll have that type of effect on it. Color overlay, which is pretty much useless, but it basically replaces the text color with whatever color you choose over here. You have gradient overlay, so if you wanted to have more than one color going on over here, you could do that as well. So if I wanted to use something that was kind of more of a set color, kind of like that one, you could do that. And these can be customized. So let's say, for instance, I want to trade that yellow out with something a little bit darker to make it stand out more. I could certainly do that. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that and hit OK. I'm actually not going to use the gradient overlay. You could do pattern overlay, so if you wanted to use one of the patterns, you could do that. Ooh, I kind of like that. It makes it look like some kind of sparkle or something. Outer glow is kind of like a shadow, but it does more of a glow look than a shadow, so it's got like that yellowish kind of tint to it. And then drop shadow is pretty much what you're used to as far as with the drop shadow. So, and again, you can do different things to it to make it kind of stand out, or whatever. All right, so once you have the text kind of looking like you want, you hit OK. Now notice my text just went from some kind of plain boring title to something that definitely stands out a little bit more. So if I was to take that away, hit step backward to take that away, notice how that looks. Okay, so it really does make an effect. Okay, so now I'm ready to add in whatever next text I'm going to put in. So remember, you need a tagline, and that's kind of where kind of the slogan that goes along with it. So I'm trying to think of something. It should kind of clue you into a little bit of what the movie is going to be about. So if, for instance, if this was like Star Wars, my tagline might be something, I don't know, to the galaxy and back or whatever, something kind of like that. But it's some kind of little slogan that goes along with the movie. So I'm just going to put high school. And remember, you want to capitalize each word, unless they're like the little small words like R. R, never. Maybe I'll say, will never be the same. All right, and I'm going to, of course, make that smaller so it fits. And I'm going to change the color so it stands out. And the font type. You can definitely have two different fonts going on. It might, it adds a little bit of variety. You just want to make sure they're not completely different. So that's what I have. I know you can't see it right now, but just like we did before, I can add in a little bit of these to kind of make it stand out a little bit. So I'm going to add in my stroke, definitely. Make it a little bit bigger. So now I'm ready. I can just start continuing to add text by adding in my star's name. So I might want to put up here at the top. Oops. So right now I'm below my layer. So let me go back up here to the top. I'm going to hit starring. And I can't spell Kevin's name right now, so I'm just going to put Kevin B. I'm going to change the font again so that you can actually read it. It stands out a little bit more. Oh, yes, sir. So, I mean, it's pretty much up to you where you go from here, and then I'll just start adding in my production company name and all that stuff. So, I'm not going to keep adding text from here, kind of going over how to add text and how to customize it. So you'll just continue going to your posters complete. Now, since I don't want to do another one just on saving, so I'm going to go over how to save it here. So if you'll go to File, Save As, and you want to make sure you're paying attention to where you're saving it to. It helps to go under your name if you want it on your P drive. And then it should already be named Movie Poster if that's what you named it when you were creating it. You want to keep it as a Photoshop file, and then you're going to hit Save. When this pops up, you'll hit OK, and then you'll let us do its magic. Right now it's saving, and now it's done. Okay, and then you're ready to submit.